Hi guys, good morning. I think you guys are seeing this on Wednesday, but maybe Thursday. It kind of all depends on how fast we can get it uploaded. Anyway, I want to do a little demo today. This is nothing earth-shattering, but my buddy Len Hoven turned me on to this product, and I want to do a demo with it and see how it works out. But before I do that, you guys know that this is the rubber mat that I use. I've been using this stuff for, gosh, several years. It's in our Amazon store. It's made by Modbox. If you guys have any questions on it, let me know. But they had a new, a version of this that was thicker. It's a much thicker version of the original, and I've been using it for a while, and I really, really like it. So you can see how much thicker it is. Does that show up? Mm-hmm. And that's what I've got on my bench here, and I really, really like it. So anyway, it's in our Amazon store if you guys want to check it out. But I still get questions from new people every once in a while. How do you keep your signs from floating around while you're carving or you're sanding? And this toolbox liner is what it is. Works really well. This has worked well for me for years, but I think I'm going to like the new thicker version even better. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. Now, let's get into what we're going to do today. So Len was telling me about this stuff, Kwikwood made by...
Too white, set it down maybe.
Oh, okay. Kwikwood made by JB Weld, which is I've used JB Weld before. Dad's used it for years in the machine shop. They make really good products, but it's a little filler putty, and I want to use it as a filler. I'm going to carve some letters here, and then we're going to use it and see how it works out. So, without further ado, let's fire up the router and get some. I'm just going to carve. These are 1-inch Clarendon letters and 1.5-inch Clarendon letters. I'm just going to carve them inset, and then we're going to figure out how to use that putty. All right, lights. Oops, I need to turn this around. I'm using my cordless DeWalt today, which is what, the 600? Is that? I keep forgetting. DCW 600, which I really like this little router. It doesn't, again, it's I only have a 2 amp hour battery, so it doesn't go forever, but it lasts quite a while. Anyway, I'm not sure if I'm set at the right depth, but I'll find out here in a minute as I figure out where the switch is. Talk about that in just a minute.
Smells good.
It's sassafras. I meant to say it right from the beginning, but I forgot. This is a piece that I've had for a couple of years that Bruce sent. Bruce Peter. That's not good. It's funny, it looks and feels like oak, but it's not near as hard and it's much lighter. guys, so you know what I forgot to do before I started the router there? You can see, by the way, I started deep on this one. As soon as I realized what the router was set at deep, I did my 1.5 inches, and then I backed it off and did the 1 inch. So my 1 inch letters, I think I'm using, by the way, gosh, I'm just jumping all over the place. I'm using my 60 degree. My 1 inch letters, I'm set at about 1/8 of an inch, just a little bit more than that. The 1.5 inches, I think I was probably about 3/16, I'm guessing. But I forgot to tell you, this is a new kind of material. Well, it's not new, but it's almost like new. This was sent to me from Bruce Peter back in January of 19. And it was a block that I had left. And I forgot how much I really like this stuff carved, the way it carves. It looks and feels like oak or ash. It has that kind of grain, but it's much lighter. This is probably only about half the weight of this, of what it would be in oak. And it carves much smoother to me. It's much easier to carve. It's not near as solid. But anyway, so here's what I'm going to do, guys. Now we'll get into the demo part. Here is what I'm going to do. Let me see. Yep, let's do this. Oh no! I just ruined it. And chip happens, guys. Chip happens. I don't know where that came from.
So weird.
I don't know where that came from. It just kind of came up. Just kind of came to my mind. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fill these, and then we're going to see how they work out. So here is that Kwikwood. And this stuff is it's kind of interesting. It comes in kind of a roll. And you
bounce it all over the place.
Huh?
Said you bounce it all over the place.
I'm sorry. Am I messing you up? Again? It says you're supposed to kind of just knead it and mix it up till it gets a uniform color, and then that's what kind of activates it. So I'm just gonna mix this stuff.
Dry.
Yeah, it's very dry. Yeah, it is dry. And I don't know, it's possible that maybe too much air got to it. It says it takes about an hour to fully cure, but it's workable, I think, in 10 or 15 minutes, something like that. But before I do that, let me seal this back up.
Here, you want me to do it?
Yeah, I can put that back in the tube there. I don't know, I was just kind of guessing how much I would need here, but get it? Knead, and I'm kneading. I'm just...
You're funny today.
Yeah, I'm full of it all right.
Funny in your own mind, that's good.
All right, so that appears to have kind of a uniform color. Let's hope. But it you know, and I don't know if it's just me or the time of year. It's kind of chilly out here, but it's almost kind of crumbly as well. But I'm just going to kind of pour some stuff in there. And let's put a little bit in here. And I know... You know, I know there's probably a much better way of doing what I'm doing here, but so what I want to do is I want it up above the surface, so then I can sand it down after it's dry. I can sand down what I need to, but I really want to keep those lines so I know where to, because what I'll do is after it dries, then I'll recut these lines and see how it holds up. That's probably more than I really needed to put in there on both instances. So what my hope is this is just another alternative to use to fill in when stuff chips out, whether it's an outset letter or an inset letter. Okay. So I think it says, let me read here. I think it says 15 to 20 minute work life. So I can work with it for 15 or 20 minutes, and then I think it says a full hour. After 60 minutes, it can be machined, drilled, tapped, sanded, filled, yada, yada, yada. All right. That's it, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this stuff sit for about an hour. Then we're going to come back and we're going to sand it and reroute it, see how it comes out. We'll be right back. All right, guys. So it's now the next morning. These things are dry. It says actually on the package, it says that you can work with it 60 minutes after you apply it. But I checked it about an hour and actually at about 3 hours, and it still felt too soft for me. So we just decided to leave it overnight. It's down in the 40s and 50s here in Arizona. We're outside. So this sat outside all night, but we don't have any dew, so that's not an issue anyway. So it might be the temperature that affected it not to dry as fast as I wanted it to, but we just went ahead and left it till the next morning. And so now it's nice and solid. So let's sand it off and see what it looks like. So that I was using, I think the 60 on that on the disc sander. Now I'm just going to sand it down a little. That's almost down to the surface now. I'm just going to sand it a little bit more with a, what is this, an 80 or 120?
I think it's a
So
120.
120. Okay, now we're going to recut those things. What was that?
I think it was that box.
Something fell. Oh yeah, something fell back there. All right, so I think you just got a good shot at my head there.
No, I was down on the board.
Okay, good. So I think this is, yeah, that's set at about the right depth for the 1 inch. Let's get some light on it. Oh, I need to turn that around. There we go. So, now what you, I don't know if you noticed, but it was kind of clumping up a little bit. Oh, I need to clean that out a little bit more. And it was kind of, you could see it kind of getting stuck on the surface of the board. That was causing my base plate not to ride real well. Kind of not slide real well, that is.
Will that gunk up on your router bit?
Yeah, actually I was going to show that too. So, you can see it kind of
Turn off your light there.
clogged up the router bit. But what you can do with that, should be able to use, I'm going to turn the router around here. Are you still down on it, babe? Should be able to just use a wire brush. Now, I have a brass one. I really should be using my brass one. I thought I had a brass one here, but anyway, this one will work. And you should be able to take that stuff right off. Again, I've got a brass one here. That's what I did before. Because I did an experiment with this the other day, and the brass brush took it right off. And what will make that come off even better, in fact, I was just talking to Bert Graham a little while ago. Anytime you're trying to get gunk off your router bit, if you add a little moisture to it, dip it in water, it works even better. Oh, I tore up my pad a little bit. Anyway, so that works pretty well. All right, so let's see now. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to go ahead and spray these again. We're going to let it set for a few minutes while that ink primer dries. I'm just going to spray it with primer. Then we'll come back and we'll sand it off and see how it looks. Alright guys, I'm just using the primer, my normal primer. And I sprayed it probably about 10-15 minutes ago. And let's sand it off, see what it looks like. Yeah, you can see it's kind of moving around. This is a small piece. So this pad works really good with larger signs, but small pieces like that, sometimes you might want to turn it around and clamp it down or something, but I wasn't worried about it. I knew it wasn't going too far, and now I'll be able to actually hold it on one end while I sand it with the finish sander. So there it is.
Can you hold it up?
Yeah. I'm just going to throw a little bit of a finish on it.
Primer on it?
I almost put some more primer on it. So let's just put
Which one was it you did?
this one here. If you really look at it, you can see grain in there. But there, it's just, it's the fill. So this stuff actually, if you really didn't know it, it would work. It would absolutely work. Let me throw a finish on it real quick. I don't want to spray my pad. Now it stands out a little bit more.
Yeah, it's lighter.
Yeah, you see now it stands out a little bit more. So all in all, guys, this stuff definitely works, no doubt. I don't know that it would be my favorite fill. I think that I still would prefer resin and sawdust, although that takes like a day. This was overnight, but if the temperature was right, this probably would work faster in a couple hours. It says you can work with it in set time is 15 to 20 minutes and cure time is 1 hour. I didn't find that for me. It was still too soft. I let it set overnight. So I don't think this would be my favorite fill, but it's something definitely worth having in the shop if you need it in a pinch. You still got, the other options are 5-minute epoxy mixed with sawdust. If you need it to be thicker like a paste, you've got sawdust and glue. You've got resin and sawdust, which I really like, or resin. And then, of course, you've got for cracks and knots, and you've got the CA glue, the Star Bond, which we use. So there's lots of different things you can use. Even plastic wood is a specific brand of wood putty that I really like. But this stuff definitely would work in a pinch, and I don't mind it at all. It was fine. What's the matter with Magnum back there?
He's eating wood.
He's eating wood. Oh, well, there you go. Back to nature. Yule Gibbons thing. Anyway, it's good stuff. I think it's a good idea to have some of this around if you need it. So anyway, there's my little experiment for you guys. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions at all, send me an email, eric@makeawoodsign.com. We got a lot more stuff, projects coming up, demos coming up. So you guys know we post on YouTube, here on YouTube every day. Tuesdays and Thursdays are generally a repost of Facebook Lives, but yeah, we're posting videos every day. So anyway, guys, if you need any supplies, there's a website. You know how to get a hold of us. Please give us a thumbs up and share this video with people that you think it might work for. So, again, guys, thanks for watching. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.